Hi everyone, Nick Shaheen here looking at Bitcoin. I don't trade it, I do cover it for friends, and I did a video probably a month ago, a little more. I said on the way down, this zone right here, not likely to be butter, and because of its meaning over time, and we can review that in a little bit. And sure enough, it did have one little tizzy, but this is a daily chart, so even though it had its fantastic days, there's so much information in just the daily chart. So let's get cranking, so to speak. So I'm gonna mark it up. Oh my gosh, man. Okay. So this is the daily chart here. This zone is when I did the video. It's sometime in October. I can't remember. Let's say a month ago. And I said it's not likely to be butter. I said there is the likelihood of it hitting to 6,000 if they're doing an ABC down, but not likely is what I said in my video at the time. They kind of had a little scare, and look where it bounced. These are not coincidences. Sorry about that straight line. It is a straight line, trust me. These are not coincidences, the levels. Okay, so then boom, explosion. Oh, it's going to the moon. CNBC probably went and covered it. You know, look at this. Not coincidences. Prior ledges, either up or down, they're going to be stopover points. So somebody who got stuck here, you get them the price back there, they'll say, thank you very much, I'm out. I almost lost money. Thank goodness. It's a gift. On the way down, these people, they say, you know what? Last time I bought it here, I made a ton of money. I'm going to buy it again. Kind of the way it works. And here they are fizzling out. So do you start shorting here? No, because that's proven support. So until this fails, it's proven support. But here's the caveat. You have to have diligence that once it fails, if it fails, this is coming. Why? Because this is some sort of it's not a perfect head and shoulders, but the price action, they're attacking a neckline. And if the neckline fails, they overshoot. Technically, the technicians will tell you it's as deep as the cup. I usually look left and use that as a gauge. Maybe eventually they're right, but the first stopover points, they're never the bottom of the cup. So again, I don't have any interest in it, so it's an unbiased opinion based on the chart. And this is just a daily chart. There's tons more information from the lower and higher time frames. Let me go out to higher time, but before I do, at the end, there'll be a subscribe button. If you don't already subscribe to this YouTube channel, it's free. Hit it. It's on the top left-hand corner. 1 week. Let's go to a weekly chart. So this is 5 years worth of data. This is the same region we're talking about. So here's the same failures up here, and the not butter bottom that is proven support until it fails, correct? So look left and see how this has been pivot since 2017. What does that mean? It means it played a role in 2017, and it has been playing a role ever since this zone they're at. Look at this candle right here. Look at this cluster right here. So it is the center of attention. In fact, it is the 50% retracement of this extension here. So if you consider the whole rally from December on to the fantastic rally where they got to 15,000, 14,000, whatever, half of it is this. So running and then giving back half, totally okay and totally normal. And maybe they take another leg higher to get to 16 and 17. Yes, it's doable. But they first have to hold the 50%-ish, because in this case, it is a neckline. So is it a time to buy Bitcoin? It's not time to sell Bitcoin until it loses the support. And if I'm a gambling person and I want to anticipate a rally, sure, it is time to get into long Bitcoin somehow, one way or another. And I heard there's going to be options on that soon. That'll be pretty exciting. Then I'll be trading Bitcoin. But I don't want to deal with the wallets and all of that. So when are there any triggers up? Sure, but depends on the time frame. The clear trigger is the last failure point, the major failure point, which is 10.5. But there's like 2,500 between now and then. So then if I want to find short-term triggers, then I have to go into short-term time frames and find triggers. So the first one would be this one. That's the first hurdle, which is 82.05-ish. The bigger hurdle is right here, 82.40-ish. I think the buyers will regain control if they go above 82.80. So I just gave you 3 levels. Depends on how quickly one trades Bitcoin. So what are bug out levels? These failure points. So if these are broken for some reason, then it's still a falling knife. So if I buy it anticipating a rally, it setting lower lows negates my hopium, right? So I should be out. So that's how I would trade it. So, or I can wait until here and buy it to see if it gets to here. And this will be an exit point for those who are long it. Now, can I get more granular? Sure, you can get to 5 minutes and make the same decisions. First buying point would be here, but I don't know how quickly you can trade Bitcoin. I couldn't do it. So here's a 2-hour chart. This candle is important. It kind of gives you a good range. So buy and sell, stop out, buy and break out. So if I want to anticipate and buy it here, maybe I add above this, but I get stopped out below this. Depends on personal. So is it a buy point for Bitcoin? There's no definitive answer because every person is different. If my intention is to own it forever, why am I dicking around with when to buy it? I should just buy it and hold it. But if I'm trying to trade it, then I should pick my time frame. If my swing trade wants to be 2-3 weeks, then maybe I'll get down to an hour chart or something that gives me a tradable. So now here I see a wedge. This is a daily chart. That's also tradable. So if my swing trade is a month, daily is fine, as long as I know its perspective with time like we just did. So the descending wedges into support tend to have the advantage for a breakout, meaning if there's no new information, this support should hold. And if it does hold, then the wedge breaks out. So, and it's not going to break out to the moon. It's going to break out and trip in places where it has tripped before. So the breakout would probably look like this. Descending trend line, right? And it's getting tighter. It's going to create a bottom. And then once they break out through here, they start doing this kind of a deal. And each one of these will match a ledge here. I instinctively did these 3 and look, they match up almost perfectly. So pick your time frame, you can find better ledges. But every ledge on the way down will be a ledge on the way out. What's a ledge? That's a ledge right there. Case in point. This is not a coincidental failure. That's a ledge where a whole bunch of fighting happened. Once you get back to it, it's a wall. You can't just... You're going to go boom, meander, come back to it, see if you can do it the second time around, and then prove that you can use it as support and then go higher. That's a ledge. This is a ledge. I drew it already. So all depends on time frame. I have to make sure I know what I'm trying to do and I'm honest with myself. So I'm trying to catch a falling knife and this knife sets a new low. My thesis is gone. Why am I catching this falling knife? I'm going to end up with no fingers. Technically, if they lose this, they should get to 6,000 or lower. I'm not calling for it. I'm just saying technically, if this was ABC chart, if this happens, that happens. So this is an honest opinion on Bitcoin. And I don't know the value of Bitcoin, the biggest debate. There's value in Bitcoin because people say there is value in Bitcoin, just like cash. There's nothing backing cash up except the fact it's fiat money. It's the faith that we have in the government that it's worth a crap. Gold. Is there a reason why gold has value? It's a rock. It's a metal. It comes out of rocks. And it has value because people love it and people want it and some people use it. But if that want and love goes away, it's worth nothing. In theory, gold should not have one red day because it's harder to get now than ever, and it's getting harder, and the people still love it. So why isn't it always going up? Because there's trading, and people use it to trade, and there are futures and all of that. So same concept. Here's gold. You can trade gold successfully based on patterns. This is one that played out perfectly, and I shared it with friends. This level that it stopped is not coincident. Look at this ledge. This is a huge ledge. This rally was insane and unreasonable. I shorted it near the top. It was difficult, but it paid really well, and I was public with it. Same with silver. But they're metals and they should trade based on fundamentals. It doesn't matter. The chart helps take out all the fundamental noise. Once you establish the fact that gold should rise and you want to trade it positively, then you should use the technicals. I do use the technicals to trade my thesis within that. I don't make any decisions without technicals. So I'll tell you, if gold runs into here, I will try to short it. Maybe I should leave that for a second day. Yeah, I will leave. Nah, I will do it now. Okay. All right, so this was a neckline that I posted weeks and weeks ago. All right, and it played out. They lost it. When they come back into it, I don't think they're going to do this. So what I can do is I can short it with a tight stop. If they actually do this, then I'm out and I lose a little bit of money. Otherwise, my thesis is that it should fade at least one time. And then maybe I can take it out. And if I'm trading gold, I have to look at the dollar because it affects it. But here was the time to go long gold based on the exact opposite notion. Because if it's falling, it's not going to slice through this. I closed my shorts and I said, thank you very much. And if I sold call spreads, for example, and it gets to here, I can sell put spreads and make an iron condor. So then it's a self-hedged trade. I took in some money and now I have some money to play with, taking some heat if it goes through. And this would have been a good level to do it right here because this whole area is a cluster of support for gold.